dynamics exist there, and it's not something static.
Yes, I agree. I agree. But what is, comment vous dire ça? I have to repeat myself. The problem, the square of it, the main thing is the risk. Is not, is how the meaning is not stable. That's it. And he's trying to formalize by saying programmation, ajustement, etc. Is some operations, but you can have other operations for that. That is not really the ambiguity, that is a kind of difficulty he has. Where do we put aléa? What is the relationship between accident and aléa? No, it's very difficult to understand because it's not the same thematic. The accident is not really mean aléa, but aléa is a risk. Accident is a risk too. So we can have many words now. So is the first one to put that to dynamize the semiotic square. The formalize, and he solved his problem by thinking about first time the semiotic square was that. Okay. Okay? And then he started to say, it's like that, it's like a kind of something like that. So what's the problem? The problem is here. The symmetric square helps us to show how the structure can be break. And you have to. But you have many it's like this. If you are where the meaning is stable, generative. When you start to reflect to the meaning through this distortion, you start to put like this, or we avoid totally. That's it. Okay.
Teacher, Max Horkheimer wrote a book named The Eclipse of the Reason. Max Horkheimer. And in this book he put
Marcel what? Marcel?
Max Horkheimer.
Okay, Max Duchamp, yes.
Horkheimer.
Horkheimer. I don't know who he is. So.
And put the idea with the versus pragmatism. Take the science and the ideas, and the objective is give to the science solutions, not questions, not reflections. And I think it have a relation with the solution. Do you agree?
Yes, I understand, but I don't know your author. But what I would like to say about is that you switch something. It's a kind of the solution doesn't explain the process. That's it. The solution is not the equivalent of the process. La sanction can explain this process, but the solution doesn't explain the process. So it's not at the same level. Try to reflect in this way. And then, but Greimas was the genius, when he wrote this article about Gogest. That's what you'd like to say, but everything, because Greimas conceived many things or many writings at the end of his life. When he wrote Imperfection, I used to talk about Fontani. Fontani was the last close student of Greimas. Because when Greimas leaves, his colleague, his collaborator, as you can see, was Landowski. He was his driver, he was everywhere with him. But at the end, this relation started to be distant. Because Landowski was, as he is now, he was traveling all around the world like this, but Greimas would like someone who was stable, and Fontani was stable. Okay? And what Fontani told me at the end, Greimas was a little bit disappointed in the way they see sympathetic semiotics and kind of just to produce models without thinking about meaning. That's why when he wrote the L'Imperfection, that's what he would like to show. That semiotic is not about the model, it's about trying to talk about life. And the world that Landowski talk about is sensible. He tried to live the world. But how many solutions, like Fontani first, Fontani or Zilberberg, or who start to conceive solutions are something we use just to try to put the meaning into the square. And was a problem. Okay, that was a problem. So, what I would like to say today is when solutionism is through this kind of reflection, what's the solution based on algorithm? Algorithm is something you work and you have to repeat, But the meaning is not something you can be repeated. I made my PhD on anaphor. Anaphor is kind of, first time you can say that anaphor is kind of repetition. No. When you are, the anaphor is kind of variation. When you wrote a text or when you wrote an article for the journal, you are repeating something. But if you like to change, to transform something, first you need to repeat. So repeating something is put a dynamism. It's not to tell the same. It's not that. But the idea of solutionism is based on algorithm, who mean that the meaning is something is repeatable. If you like to meet someone, you need to put an app, put you in contact. If you like to drive, you have to take the road with this. Because it's this kind of thing. But the world is moving to be like that. But the problem is, what is the explanation of the semioticism? So, that's what I would like to talk about. It's kind of something very, very paradox. We can't explain the system with the tool we have now in semiotics. We have to change in front of it. That's what I would like to, if you like to retenir, to have or to take something about all my seminars is about that. Yes. But I'm not very classical in semiotic as you saw. I'm a kind of I'm not really rebel, kind of rebel, but I don't know how to describe myself, but that's it. Okay. But it's because my trajectory, the way I act to become a semiotician. I start by grammar, I make my PhD, and I start to work in business. But not like in business. I start to work in business by reflecting methodologically. And then I will make a kind of aller-retour between the theory, the methodology, and the real world. So, that's why I have this kind of solution. If something is not understandable, for me it's a problem. If I can do semiotic to help someone to answer the meaning, for me it's a problem. That's it. But sometimes I wrote many hard articles. For example, when I worked, this last article with Fontani in Pontoon about la sémiotique, pas la méthodologie. It was to have Fontani as my colleague in the. But I would like to talk about something more simple. But I need to be very, very scientific. So that's the answer I gave to you when I start asking me if I can publish this thing of Otabus. For me, that's what I have to publish. But as a scientist, I can't publish this thing. I have to explain my process, my theory. So that's normal. If not, I move from the university and I go to the group in the city. So that's it. Yes. Okay. So I I just talk about robotics just to fit. I shut off my computer. Talk about the research I make in robotics, just as a story. I want to give you semiotic explanation. I started working in robotics. It was kind of a need from a huge firm whose name was Aldebaran Robotics. It was the first firm on the world, one of the best firms on the world to conceive humanoids, and one of the humanoids name is Now. Don't know if you know. You know this robot? No. Now, it's a kind of humanoid with whom you can play, speak things, or can have a discussion with him. But to have a discussion with this robot means that this robot has implemented in their memory many information about you. So to converse with the robot is try to give him information that he will calculate. The relationship between the robot is based in the calculation. If you say bonjour, monsieur, for example, you take in his mind and try to match the word which is close to this sound. So he can understand your enunciation in 85%. So he say bonjour. But if he can catch your information in less than 15%, so he can react. For example, when I speak with a robot, because I have a particular way to speak, sometimes difficult to make me, because he's not able to ask to, it's like Siri, you know, when you talk about hello Siri, that it's a kind of calculation. That, and in the same in their behavior. So I start to try to understand this phenomenon. It brought me to start to understand what converse with someone is. When I converse with a human being, okay, what organizes the conversation is the fact that what I'm saying is not quite understandable. It's not understandable in the word by word. I can speak with you, I can converse with you, but if you would like to answer to me, you don't need to understand every word. You understand? It's like what you understand when I talk to you, it's kind of feeling. You feel when I say an answer by focusing, by stressing some words. That's why sometimes when I speak with you can ask me this kind of question, but I can answer in a word inside your question. So it's my responsibility to focus on this or in this. So we can speak together without react entirely in what we are talking about. Is it clear? Then we are in intersubjectivity. Okay? So it's not really a calculation, it's a kind of change. Focusing is in words or in the feeling that the pragmatician knows how to use it. I can say you bonjour and you ask me, don't talk to me. Your reaction is not about bonjour as word, it's the fact that I would like to talk with you. But a humanoid can do that, this kind, can perform this kind. Is it clear? So the conversation between human being and humanoid is not intersubjective. It's what you can say, you can call it is bijective. Bijective. The robot has stored many information. And human being has also stored information. So when I talk to a robot, the relation is built is kind of in the region of kind of coincidence. If in my way, as a robot, I can catch word here, and if this word has a repercussion in my mind, I can answer in the way you would like to. So, but you have tools. When you are, for example, when we talk about Siri, Siri is not an humanoid. Siri is a machine. The capability of Siri is very strong. but you can't use Siri to build a humanoid. And the challenge today of the technician, of the engineer who build humanoids is to try to create a robot who can well understand what you say, but who can also fail. But fail in a certain way. Fail in the way you can start to create a kind of interaction, is not human, it's kind of humanoid interaction with him. If a humanoid is like very performant as Siri of a kind of machine, is not a humanoid. If a humanoid is very performant, for example, tell him, okay, take this phone and put it here, and he take it, put it here, it became very stressing, make you be afraid. But as humanoid, the challenge of the engineer is how to design fail. That's it. That was one of my conclusion. The humanoid is not a machine, but the humanoid is not a human being. It's something between. And how to go there. The other challenge of the robotician is what's an humanoid?